Hello and welcome to our next SimplyRail video. This one I'm demonstrating the Servo 8G, which as you might guess is very similar to the Servo 8, which will control 4 servos, as indeed this does. But this one is with one input to trigger it and a couple of other features, and it's really for crossing gates as we've got here. So if I just activate them, so at the moment the road's clear, but if a train's coming we'll activate, and we're now the train is right to go. Let me just turn this setup switch off, and here's our slow speed. We've got 4 speeds to choose from, so I'll go to the next one. And a little faster now. And the fastest setting, just depending on what you want to do or what the timing is for the train approaching the crossing and how soon it needs to be activated. So we've got 4 speed settings. We've also got another setting so that all the gates don't go at the same time. So if I turn that on, we'll have 2 at a time, and that might be useful whether you're using 4 gates or 2, whether you want them to operate at the same time or not. If you change where the servos connect to the board, that'll change which ones go first. Well, give me a moment. I'll put all the settings back to normal as to where it is when you would receive it, and we'll have a look at how it all goes being set up. So here we are again. I'll now apply the power. And our gates are all over the place. So the first is to the setup pin, which is number 5. Now you can see they're sort of in the middle of their travel. This one is looking quite good. That one is, that's not too bad. This is not really in its middle of that position, but it is actually close enough. So you don't need to get them perfect. The adjustment is on the board, but that center pin helps us when we're connecting our servos to our mechanism. So I can turn switch 5 off now, and I need switch 6 on for the setup. So when I adjust the trim pots, then it will move the gates. So we start off, this one is servo 1, so that's servo 1 and the light's off, so it's the trim pot away from the LED. And so now it's not letting me go there, but it will allow me to shut the gate, and I don't want that as the default. I want the default that the road is clear. So I use the reverse switch, and we can just see how easy that is now. So I align my gate fairly close, the matching gate, and our next one, but again this is one where I can adjust it close. So that's servo 3, so I'll just put the reverse on there, and as you can see it doesn't sort of matter how you connect your servos up, it's actually quite easy to get them set. So there we have the road is open. I activate my switch and I go through a similar procedure, but this time with the LEDs on, it's the trim pots next to the LED. So number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Do that a couple of times and just check that you're happy with their position. When you are, you can then turn switch 6 off, because that's just for setup, so it'll read the trim pots. Now it's just personal taste. I think that's a bit too slow. I like switch 1 on, and I like them all going at the same time, but it depends on your configuration as to what you want. So there you are. You can adjust each of the 4 gates individually. You can reverse them if there was a problem in the way it was connected, but actually really easy to use. Now the other thing is I've got the switch off, so the lights on the board are off. If I unplug the power and then plug it back in, just like on the Servo 8, nothing moves. So if the power is off and the signals or the gates are where they were set beforehand, nothing will change until a train activates it. The ideal really is to have one of my crossing controllers, and they've got an output there which will then just drive the gates, and so the whole thing can be automatic. So there you go, that's the Servo 8G. I hope that might help you with your own model railway. Thank you.